Councillor Chapman. Would the mover like to speak?
Yeah, just wanted to add that I'd really like to see them come back with something really tangible next year to show how we can work with them. I think it's a good opportunity, but definitely need to see that benefit coming back into our region and not just solely being focused on, obviously, Ashburton. So, yeah, hopefully they do come back and we see that next year.
Yeah, thank you. Councillor Chapman, do you wish to speak?
No.
Thank you. Does anybody else wish to speak? Nope. Thank you. I shall now go put this to the vote, please. All those in favour? Thank you in the chambers, and thank you, Councillor Werder Brooks. Josh, if you can call Lou back, please. Cool, thank you. 12.1.5, Local Government Sector Feedback, Local Government Regulations Amendment Regulations of 2024. So the opposite recommendation reads that Council endorses the draft submission attached as Appendix 1 for consideration by the WA Local Government Association in its preparation of its submission to the Department of Local Government, Sports and Cultural Industries in relation to proposed amendment regulations for online registers and Chief Executive Officer recruitment and key performance indicators. Mover, please. Councillor Bear, thank you. Seconder. Thank you, Councillor Landy. Would the mover like to speak?
Just want to acknowledge that pretty regularly our submissions going back are ignored, so what we've put in is probably not going to get through, but, you know, we've still got to make sure that we're making our voice heard as much as possible, so, yeah.
100%. Thank you. Councillor Landy, do you wish to speak? Thank you. Does anybody else wish to speak on this one? Councillor Brooks.
Yes, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, I'm sorry that Councillor Bear feels that submissions to local government from this council are not heard by the State Council or the committees therein. If I must say that if the item does not comply with the advocacy policy of WELGA, there won't be a positive response to carrying the submission any further forward. But in the case that this is this submission is for the purpose of writing a submission to go local state government on the new tranche of legislation, I think you'll find that it will be heard. And I'd like to also reiterate that your voice is amplified every time I go to State Council meetings. So please don't feel unheard.
Thank you, Councillor
Thank you, Anthony.
Apologies, no, I was referring to the Department of Local Government and the Minister for Local Government not taking into account the submission that come back to them, not WELGA and the council, actually. But
Thank you, Councillor Bear. I hear you loud and clear.
We know you're a strong advocate for our region, Councillor Werder Brooks. Right. Anybody else wish to speak on this one? Thank you. I shall now put it to the vote. All those in favour, please. Thank you in the chambers and those online. Thank you. Councillor Werder Brooks, Councillor Lockyer. Thank you. All for, none against. And we go on to the 12.1.6, a renewal of leasing of Radio Hill from the Department of Planning, Lands and Heritage. And the recommendation reads that Council 1 authorise the Chief Executive Officer to write to the Department of Planning, Land and Heritage to express interest in exercising the renewal of the Shire's lease P442973 over lot 531 on deposited plan 61934 Radio Hill Newman. And 2, authorise the Chief Executive Officer to implement the decision immediately following the conclusion of this council meeting in order to meet the DPLH deadline. Mover, please. Thank you, Councillor Anderson. Seconder. Councillor Cooler, thank you. Councillor Anderson, you wish to speak?
No, thank you.
Councillor Cooler.
No, I think it's fairly clear anyway, so nothing to add.
Thank you. Anybody else wish to speak?
yeah.
Yes.
I just want to understand the people that are accessing the services, the connectivity that's provided by, there's a couple of organisations that were listed. Do they contribute towards that lease amount that we pay, or is that something that we provide for, like, just to provide?
Peppercorn. Answer your question? No.
It's a peppercorn lease, so
Yeah, we just
minimal contribution.
happy to have the service.
I guess my leverage is off that and the people that utilise that facility. You know, when lighting strikes come along and whatever else, we then get hit around our provision of service. So maybe there needs to be a bit of communication. Not long thereafter that they get their act into gear and make some movements, because it comes back badly towards us. But thank you. So with nothing else there, I'll now put that one to the vote, please. All those in favour? Thank you in the chambers and thank you online. All for and none against. That is carried. We've got 12.1.7 is the minutes and decisions of the 2023-24 General Electors Meeting, 7 February 2025. Recommendation reads that Council 1 notes the unconfirmed minutes of the 2023-24 General Meeting of Electors held on 7 February 2025. 2 notes the General Meeting of Electors' decision to receive the President's report and the annual report for the 2023-24 financial year for the reasons that the report to the local report to the General Meeting of Electors was in accordance with Regulation 15 of Local Government Administration Regulations of 1996, which requires that the contents of the annual report for the previous financial year must be considered before all other general business. Can I please get a mover? Councillor Beer, thank you. Seconder? Yep, Councillor Everett, thank you. Wish to speak, Councillor Bear? Thank you. Councillor Everett?
No, thank you.
Thank you. Does anybody else wish to speak on this one? Nope. All those in favour, please. Thank you in the chambers and thank you online. All for and none against. (12.1.8) The status of council decisions. The council notes the report. Mover, please. Yep, Councillor Anderson, thank you. Seconder, Councillor Bear, thank you. Anyone wish to speak on this one? Nope. Thank you. All to the vote, please. Those in favour? Thank you in the chambers and thank you online. That is carried unanimously. 12.1.9, fixing the common seal under delegated authority. That council notes the report. Mover, please. Councillor Bear, thank you. Seconder, Councillor Cooler. Councillor Bear, you wish to speak? Councillor Cooler?
No, nothing to add.
Anybody else wish to speak? Thank you. I guess from me, I just got to, so this is in relation to the freight shed. Will that be affected with our potential terminal upgrade should we be successful in the funding? How will that work?
Yeah, look, I don't believe it will.
Okay.
It is a short-term thing, but even if we were, we'd have to create a shed in a different location and we just transfer the lease at that time.
Okay.
Yep, that should be fine.
We might get the money tomorrow from some body, you know, just like that. Anyway, thank you. No comments. We'll now put that to the vote. All those in favour? Thank you. And thank you online. That is carried. (12.2.1) statutory budget review as at 31 December 2024. The Council 1 adopts the Shire of East Pilbara revised annual budget 2024-25 financial activity statement included as Appendix 1, and 2 authorise the Chief Executive Officer to submit the budget review to the Department of Local Government, Sport and Cultural Industries. Can I get a mover, please? Councillor Bear, thank you. Seconder, Councillor Landy, thank you. The mover would like to speak?
Just wanted to acknowledge that the numbers and graphs are showing that our expenses are sitting a little bit higher than we had initially anticipated, so something that we will need to keep an eye on and make sure that we're continuing to track, so end of year stays nice and tidy. I mean, I've seen the other expectations that it is, but just noting that it is sitting a little bit higher than we expected.
Absolutely. And look, it is ups and downs a bit too over the period, so there'll be a big spend in certain areas and others not so much. So, yep, no, in the end of the year is the most important time, but yeah, this is half a year, so it's a little bit I'm going to say robbery.
Thank you. Councillor Landy is a seconder. Thank you. Does anybody else wish to speak? Thank you. All right, this is a absolute majority decision of council, so those in favour, please, show of hands. Thank you. And online, thank you very much. Got you both. That is carried. 12.2.2, the monthly financial statements, insurance and investment report as at 31 January 2025. Where the recommendation reads that council adopts the monthly financial statements for the period ending 31 January 2025 of the 2024-2025 financial year included as appendices 1 and 2 to the report. Mover, please. Can I get a mover, please? Thank you, Councillor Bear. Seconder, Councillor Lockyer, thank you. Would the mover like to speak?
No, I think I said it in the last one that kind of all relates, so all good.
Thank you. Councillor Lockyer is the seconder. You wish to speak? Thank you. Does anybody else wish to speak? Put it to the vote, please. All those in favour? Thank you. Councillor Chapman, are you in favour? Thank you. All for and none against. 12.2.3, the monthly financial statements, insurance and investment report as of 31 December 2024. The council adopts the monthly financial statements for the period ending 31 December 2024 of the 2024-2025 financial year included as appendices 1 and 2 in the report. Mover, please. Councillor Bear, thank you. Seconder. Councillor Everett, thank you. Does anybody wish to speak? Thank you. All those in favour? Thank you in the chambers and thank you online. It's carried, all for and none against. Moving on to 12.2.4, the list of payments month ending 31 December 2024 and 31 January 2025. The opposite recommendation reads that council endorses the payments for the period 1 December 2024 to 31 December 2025. EFT payments $9,944,243.07. MasterCard $22,371.66. $0 in cheque payments and direct payments $158,808.21. Can I get a mover, please? Thank you, Councillor Bear. Seconder, Councillor McWhirter-Brooks, thank you. Would the mover like to speak?
Just had some questions about some payments that I wanted to ask. The Avant-Garde Technologies payments, some of them seem excessive, but I know that we've had things in the past where it picks up a line item and there's more information there. But some of the ones that stuck out to me was that there's 3 separate line items for a year of subscriptions of 250 subscriptions each, up to $9,000 for each of those transactions. And then
Which one's that?
Avant-Garde Technologies, page number, mine says 233, but I don't know if that's going to help you. 140 terabytes of redundant cloud storage for $3,500. $13,931 in PC replacement parts. There's just like a lot. 26,000 in KK CCTV. So
this is our IT, but I'll let Scott speak to this.
yeah.
Thank you, CEO. Councillor Baird, with this, there's a program that council is following in regards to the Avant-Garde program in regard to our cyber security. What I will request is I'll take this on notice, and what I'll get is the office to do a reconciliation of those payments to itemise them out for you, so you've got a clear understanding of what they're for. So.
Yeah, because I understand we also have there was a tender agreement with them as well, so I'm not sure if some of these might be payments related to that haven't been listed as being related to that.
That's what it'll be, but look, let's document this so it's really clear. But there is, we come out to council with a tender, and you'll find 99% of them will link to that.
Yes, so usually we do get the little, RFT number to assign it, but those ones haven't. So if I could get a response at some point, thank you.
I sent a list through yesterday to yourself, Stephen, and to Josh. I guess the main ones, most are operational, so I'm happy to take them at a later date. There was some money for a fees for the visitor centre artwork. Have we got any demonstration of that? That'd be good to see. There was one transaction in there for branding or something for the visitor centre was mentioned. Don't worry about the number, that's irrelevant, but I just wondered if we could see the branding that was there, we're paying for it.
Yeah, do you want to speak to this one, Nicole?
So obviously the Shire has taken back control of the visitor centre. As a part of that process, it was noted that a lot of the signage that was actually on the site was well past its use-by date. So generally speaking, signage will last for kind of 7 to 10 years. So we have gone through a process to actually brand the visitors centre in accordance with the Shire brand and also with Pilbara East. So it's ultimately the naming of the Newman Visitor Centre and just assuring that it aligns with the Shire, so it's very clearly a Shire facility.
Okay, does it have the artwork like we've got for the rec centre and the likes? That's what I'm sort of getting at. I understand that whole part of it, but...
So look, we'll send something, I'm happy to bring it up at a workshop too. So there was 3 designs done and we've sort of gone through and going, no, maybe this one. But look, we can send some stuff through to councils so they can see what the version looks like. We try to, as we said, we try to keep it in line with the brand that we currently had, because our brand, we've got different divisions for everything with all different colours and so forth, and we're trying to rationalise that so it's a little bit more realistic.
Cool.
But yes, sure, we can provide council with some information around that.
Thank you. I guess one other thing to note is there's 115 grand for the OAG audit fee. So that was last year's. So see what this year's entail. Was he going to go double this year or what, mate?
It's currently being negotiated, that position. Last year it was 94,000, then there was additional work which was 10,000, plus then you got the GST on top of it. They then look at their adjustments for the coming year based on what the previous year was, and plus their anticipated inflationary costs. So that's a watch this space, and it will be brought back to council in the near future.
So we can just talk about the OAG and their audit fees. We've made a lot of noise around this across the industry, but we are not the only people being hit with more. So they'll come up with an estimate. Oh, we're going to charge you 90k, and then they'll work out what it is and they charge you. So we provide all the information. We make it really, really easy. They'll send up their juniors and charge whatever the rate is. I'm not sure how they work it all out, but there doesn't seem to be a very high level of transparency around how they charge us, although we have to be very transparent. So we've been pushing that through Walga and whatever avenue we can to try and make OAG answer the question, how are you going to hold these companies accountable? So they go to tender, they just go out, they get a price and they accept the price. The prices have gone up, we've had to pay more salaries, whatever the reason they give. We are not really getting that information, and the previous year, it was a valuation year, it was more extensive, more work was required. So I can understand how that might be higher, but this year there was no valuations. But the number was still higher. But we are not alone on that, and from small to large councils are paying a premium. So that's one of the things we are working very closely with Walga and others to try and hold them to account, but it's very hard to hold the government to account on this.
Cool. Yeah, it's a frustrating point, really, for them just to pull a figure out of the air and then we got to pay it. Anyway, thank you. Is there any other comments?
Yeah,
no.
just one more. I just wanted to add that I've noticed there's a good distribution of what companies are providing what services, and it seems like it's being shared around in terms of maintenance and cleaning and all those things. So it's really good to see that we can support as many local businesses as we can. So just wanted to comment on that as well.
Okay, thanks for that. There's more information, more questions I've asked, but that'll get shared to everyone once after it's more operational. But thank you. So if there's no further comments, I'll now put that one to the vote, please. All those in favour? Thank you in the chambers, and thank you online. Is carried. 12.3.1, the Shire of East Pilbara Planning Scheme number 4, report of review. Where the recommendation reads that Council 1 adopts the Shire of East Pilbara Local Planning Scheme number 4 report of review and supports its recommendation to prepare a new local planning scheme for the Shire of East Pilbara. 2, requests that the Shire forward the Council's resolution and the report of the review to the West Australian Planning Commission for its consideration. Mover, please. Councillor Bear, thank you. Councillor Anderson as a seconder. Wish to speak, Councillor Bear.
Yep. I just want to acknowledge that it hasn't been reviewed in 20 years and the regulations require us to do it every 5 years. So there's two kind of sides to my question there. One, why is the Department of Planning not followed up in the fact that we haven't reviewed it in 20 years? And then two, how has the administration, like obviously you guys are a fairly new administration, but how has it gone so long without actually being reviewed properly? I just don't understand how things go for 20 years.
Malcolm?
Yeah, thanks. I can talk to that one. So, reviewing of a scheme up to about 2015, there wasn't really a set time frame. So, I mean, there are still some shires that haven't updated their schemes for many years. But in 2015, the state government released local planning scheme regulations, which put in there this 5-yearly update. I've been here for a couple of years, but I imagine most of that time would have been occupied with working on the local planning strategy, which was endorsed 2 or 3 years ago, and that sets the framework for the review of the scheme. So we played a bit of catch up, but now that that's in place and we're doing our review of scheme, and we'll be doing that a lot more regularly.
I should bloody hope so.
Thank you. Councillor Anderson, any comments?
No, I don't. Took me a little bit longer to understand it, actually. But now that I understand it, I get why we're putting it through yet.
Cool. Thank you. Anybody else wish to speak on this one?
Yes, there's just one comment I'd like to make, and that's in the report that was given. On the building and construction side of things, they've got a whole heap of new dwellings constructed over the last few years that I don't know where they would be. There's 22, 23, 164 new dwellings. 21, 22, 135 dwellings. 2021, 169 new dwellings.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of I wouldn't say an error, but it may just reflect perhaps mining accommodation or something, but it hasn't been conveyed that well in that report. So I'll be speaking to the consultant to get that tidied up.
Yeah, they've got that lot I was saying with new houses, and they've got another line, new other residential, and I would imagine that would be where mining accommodation would be.
Yeah, I'll have a good chat with them about that and get it fixed up. Because following this meeting, and if it does go to the Planning Commission for advertising, we can make some changes prior to advertising, including that one.
Yeah, because I'd hate it to be based on false information. So.
Thank you, Councillor Everett. Anybody else? Thank you. I shall now put this to the vote, please. All those in favour? Thank you in the chambers, and thank you online. All for and none against. That one is carried unanimously. 12.4.1, the policy review rubbish bin replacement. Recommendation reads that Council accepts the review and adopts the revised rubbish bin replacement policy attached as Appendix 2. Can I get a mover, please? Councillor Bear, thank you. Seconder. Councillor Landy, thank you. Councillor Bear, you wish to speak?
I just noted that in the policy there's no, it references people needing to pay for replacement bins where they're at fault for the damage to the bin, but it doesn't actually reference the fees and charges. Like it doesn't reference back to that document as being the place that information will be held. Should that be in the policy somewhere referring to that? Because how do you circle back to what you're being charged?
So generally speaking, Councillor, this is the policy saying that we are going to charge you, and the charging mechanism would be through the fees and charges which you adopt as part of the budget. That would be the normal process that we would follow.
Yeah, but there's no reference to that document. Obviously, you're not going to put in the amount in the policy because the rates change each year, but there's no reference back to the fees and charges.
We can add it. That's not a problem. We can add it. It's not necessary, but we can definitely add it to give it a
Bit of clout.
yeah, for ease of understanding.
Yeah, it's a minor amendment to the.
Yeah, no, that's
the
okay. We
thing,
can
so it
change
doesn't
that.
change the motion in my
Yep. Just
opinion,
linking the
but Josh
charge.
can tell me, but.
The charge back to the as listed in the fees and charges or adopted by
Yeah,
council.
something like that, just so that if a resident does pick that up, they go, okay, now what? And then they can make that inference and go, okay, I'll go find that fees and charges document.
Thank you. Councillor Landy, you happy with that? Excellent. All right. If there's no more comments, everyone in favour of that? And we're adding reference to fees and charges according to the schedule of fees and charges. So, mover and seconder are happy with that. Everyone, we're voting on that one. All those in favour, please. Show of hands. Thank you. And online? Yes, thank you. All for, none against. That is carried. 13.1.1, the Compliance Audit Return 2024. Recommendation reads that Council, pursuant to Regulation 14.3b of the Local Government Audit Regulation 1996, the Council adopts a Compliance Audit Return for the period 1 January to 31 December 2024 and authorise the Chief Executive Officer to submit the completed return to the Department of Local Government, Sport and Cultural Industries. Mover, please. Thank you, Councillor Bear. Seconder. Councillor McGuire-Brooks, thank you. Would Councillor Bear like to speak?
No.
Councillor McGuire-Brooks? You wish to speak?
No.
Thank you. Anybody else wish to speak? Show of hands, thank you. All those in favour? Thank you in the chambers and thank you online. All for, none against, which is great because it was an absolute majority. Moving on to 13.1.2, the minutes of the Audit, Risk and Governance Committee meeting, 13 December 2024. The Council notes the unconfirmed minutes of the ordinary meeting of the Audit, Risk and Governance Committee held on 13 December 2025 is published on the Shire's website. A mover, please. Councillor Bear, secondeth. Councillor Anderson, thank you. Anyone wish to speak on this one? Thank you. Show of hands, please. All those in favour? Thank you in the chambers and thank you online. That is carried. 13.1.3, the minutes of the Special Audit, Risk and Governance Committee meeting 18 February 2025. The recommendation reads that Council 1 notes the unconfirmed minutes of the special meeting of the Audit, Risk and Governance Committee held on 18 February 2025 as published on the Shire's website, and 2 notes the committee's review of the Compliance Audit Return 2024 and its recommendations. A mover, please. Councillor Bear. A seconder. Thank you, Councillor Anderson. Does anyone wish to speak on this one? All those in favour, please. Let's put it to the vote. Thank you. And thank you online. All for and none against. Move on to 14, which is motions for which previous notice has been given where is nil. There is then nil questions by members for which due notice has been given for 15. And item 16, new business of urgent nature. So a late item has been circulated to council members. Item 16.1 is a report for council to consider a motion to be moved by me in relation to the Country Health Service Strategic Plan. So I move that council consider item 16.1 as new business of an urgent nature. Can I get a seconder, please? Councillor Bear, thank you. I guess my perspective, we spoke about it prior to the meeting, but I think it's just around the availability of GPs. You know, it's up to 3 to 5 week wait here in Newman. Yet we have a service provider that is contracted to WACS, and then obviously ultimately the essentially the state government or Department of Health. And I'd just like to give us a bit more clout that we are actually showing to the community. We are advocating for the ability or the availability for people in the communities to seek GPs when required. Councillor Bear, you wish to speak?
I think it's really important that we put our best foot forward and show that we are making some noise about this issue. I did just want to understand, like we had our briefing, mid-monthly briefing last week, and we didn't talk about this. I assume since the submissions are closing today that it's been open for a little while. So we need to kind of be on top so we can have stronger discussions about it and really get as much information into those submissions as we can.
Yeah, look, that was the instigation for this. I did Stephen up around the submission. We hadn't prepared one, but I think it's just about getting that cloud in there to because it has been emphasised mainly over Christmas and then into January, but it was lacking around GPs. So that's why we sort of didn't discuss it. You wish to add anything, CEO?
Yeah, just to say that it's been a late consideration. Ordinarily, I'm with you. I would have loved to have been able to talk about this earlier. It just wasn't on the radar, but now it is. And this is an opportunity for us to do what we're doing anyway, but to be really vocal about, well, you're looking at it, actually really have a good look at it. So, yep, noted.
Thank you. Does anybody else wish to speak on this one? No, thank you. Okay, I'll now put this one to the vote, please. All those in favour? Thank you in the chambers and online. Thank you. All for and none against. Raising 2 hands. Councillor Werder-Brooks doesn't have enough vote, just so you know. But thank you for your support. Hang on. Sorry. Yes, my bad. This is the actual motion, my bad. So we'll go through that one now. That was just included in preemptively. So the motion reads that 1, authorises the CEO to write to Premier and the Minister of Health and the WA Country Health Service in response to the community consultation on the proposed development of the WA Country Health Service Strategic Plan 2025-30, detailing council's concern for improved access to primary health care services in the district of East Pilbara, and 2, authorise the Chief Executive Officer to undertake further direct advocacy activities in support of improved access to primary health care services throughout the district. So I move it. Seconded. Councillor Bear, thank you. Does anybody else wish to speak further? Thank you. Now we'll put it to the actual...
Do you want me to go again? Or?
We'll now put it to the vote, please. All those in favour? Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Magruder-Brooks. All for and none against. Moving on to 17, the confidential matters behind closed doors. So I need a mover and a second to have these items included, which is 17.1.1, proposed property acquisition staff housing, 17.2.1, the award of tender RFT 09-2024/25, replacement of existing reinforced concrete floodway, Mookin Gap Road, De Grey River crossing, 17.2.2, award of tender RFT 11-2024/25, Nullagine Aquatic Centre Concrete and Rock Pitching Works. 17.2.3, award of tender RFT 14-2024/25, Floodway Construction Works, Skull Springs Road. Of the agenda be dealt with behind closed doors in accordance with section 5.232 of the Local Government Act 1995. A mover, please. Councillor Bear, thank you. Seconder, Councillor Everett. To the vote, please. All those in favour of going behind closed doors? Thank you. That has been carried. So the live stream will be paused during the closed session. The decision made by Council in consideration of these items will be made available publicly following the closed session and will be published within the minutes of the meeting for your information. The time now... and the meeting is reopened to the public. Can the government staff please confirm that the live streaming has recommenced?
Yep, it has indeed.
Thank you. For the benefit of those watching the live stream and those of you that have returned to the gallery, Council made the following decisions during the closed session. 17.1.1. This resolution passed all in favour and none against. 17.2.1, all in favour, passed all in favour and none against, as with 17.2.2 and 17.2.3. These decisions will be incorporated into the minutes of today's meeting and published on the Shire's website for our community and general public to be confirmed at the 28 March 2025 Ordinary Council meeting. Item 18 is the date of the next meeting, which is scheduled for the 28th of March 2025, will be held in Marble Bar Council Chambers.
Can I ask a question on that?
Sure.
Have we had confirmation of road status and travel status for that meeting yet, or we're not there?
Probably,
That's a long time.
it's a very good question, and probably can't answer that question yet until we get closer to the
sure.
to the time. But certainly, it's always an issue we've got to watch. So I know that they're doing a lot of work on Marble Bar Road at the moment, so we'll certainly need to keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
You're right.
I'd just appreciate an update as soon as, because I have to fly to Perth that afternoon, so I would need to figure out whether I'm flying from Port Hedland or Newman, because I want to be there, but I also have to be somewhere after that, so. Yeah, well, that's why I'm
Line Road
anyway, but.
again.
Sorry, Councillor Brooks.
Sorry, I was just going to say the Nullagine Road is closed at the moment,
Yep. Thank you.
and the Kungan Abydos Road is reopened as of about.
Hello? Did you just get booted? Okay, cool. Thank you, Councillor Brooks, for that. So, item 19, there would be no further business. I now declare the Shire of East Pilbara Ordinary Council meeting 28 February 2025 closed at 11:42 a.m. I'd like to thank council members and staff for their attendance and thank Malcolm Summers for stepping up for the period, and also to Scott Greensill on behalf of the council members for your time.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you for the time you had with us at the Shire. We wish you all the best in your endeavours. We'll continue on with the corporate discussion.
Live stream stopped.